Hello, y'all. So it's 2:34 a.m. and I'm back. Well, I almost was gonna say home, but now it's my home until at least probably Wednesday. But so I'm back home, back at the hotel, which is temporarily home. So um, I took my other supplement, but I didn't take my magnesium supplement. Being kind of scared. So I'm taking it now, and I have to take it because I can't. I mean, in order to help calm me down, I can't be super haywire. But I mean, of course I got some gang stalking and some perping yesterday, but after what I went through today, excuse me, and plus I got court today. I'm wondering if today is a ritual day, me being perped so badly. So twice, I know I confirmed the you know, the cab ride, and then the perps go behind my back and cancel it. I didn't do that. So you notice, well, I'm wearing red too, but I just got my laundry done. Well, shall I say yesterday because it's past midnight. But it's like, if you wear red, it's okay. But if you perping while you wearing red, I gotta point it out. So, and she was wearing red, black, and white. So, it's like she has perped me before last year. Well, no, yeah, last year, 2019, for the Labor Day weekend, she perped me because that's the same girl that tried to rent a room from, and she scammed me. That's another story, but and I'm like, wow, so she happened to be the cab driver. Wow, after I found out that was her, I blocked her number. You know, so that's her name is Daphne. So she's in the previous video before this one. And that's the cab driver, but she scammed me out of $75 with renting a room. Like, she picked the argument with me for an excuse to make me mad enough to want to leave over something really silly last year. And y'all saw, I put her on film because because she had an attitude and was yelling at me. And then you know how when you put them on film, they kind of soften it up a little bit. So I didn't realize that was her until after I got in the car. And I mean, I know from past experience, she's definitely a narcissistic abuser. And it probably was her herself that probably canceled the freaking rides. But if it wasn't her, then it must have been another perp. But, you know, I mean, and then the guy at the hospital, he waited till, when she's supposed to be on her way. And, he waited till after she was on her way. And then he walked up to me and tell me about a mask. Excuse me. And then they had like half of the nurses in the back, in the patient rooms, in the emergency rooms. Half of those nurses had on no masks. And I'm like, well, if they don't have to wear one, then I shouldn't have to wear one. I mean, that gay, narcissistic, freaking self-righteous guy at the door. I thought he was a security guard, but I guess he's not. But he issues masks. And the first guy was self-righteous and try to force you to wear one. And I'm like, damn, broke my you know I mean, but it's like it's hypocritical and it's not right for you to handpick who's forced to wear a mask and who shouldn't have to wear one, and then you try to instill fear in the person, and then you know, just like here, they don't wear masks, but then they force us to wear one, or they people certain places I go, it's like they want to handpick who's forced to wear a mask and who doesn't have to wear one. So it's like I didn't even trust, you know, Daphne with my debit card, so I had her take me to an ATM, and then I walked nearly a half hour walk the rest of the way home in the dark and in the cold. I didn't care. I just didn't want her to trying to get over on or try to scam me again. But now she want. I mean, you scam and get over on people and try to make money in any way you could, and you know if you go around scamming people, you ought to be in jail. If you want to be a self-righteous, holier than thou, narcissistic abuser and fake hypocrite, but then you encourage and allow people in your house that smoke weed, and then condemn me for coughing because they're smoking weed in the house. You know, I couldn't stay at Daphne. I mean, I just did not feel comfortable there last year because she got mad at me for eating in the kitchen. I'm like, well, if there's no living room or anything, where else am I gonna eat? And she just straight went off on me. And then, you know, if you, she did like the foster mom's sister Mickey and the biological gay brother Mark. They don't set rules for you, but they just straight yelling at you for doing stuff that they don't like, that they never told you that they didn't like it, or they never told you that this or that bothers them. But if you didn't know, so and then she used that to justify keeping my whole $75 for the week, and then I had to walk 4 hours all the way from that projects where she lives at all the way downtown, and with no money. And then that's why I say I can't even settle anywhere, because if I settle somewhere, you know well, I know here is not guaranteed, but if you're renting a room with somebody, it seems like it has a potential to be guaranteed. And then it seems like after you buy groceries and you know just get comfortable and everything, and then next thing you know, you got to get up and pack all your stuff and leave, and then leave all your leave everything you just bought and spent money on. You got to leave that behind. That's the lifestyle of a freaking target individual. So I mean, I felt scared and traumatized by what Daphne did to me, and I had my guard up with Janet, but Janet was more subtle, because Daphne was all nice and everything the first day, and then she went to sleep and then wake up and just start fucking tripping really bad. And I guess it's a Pensacola thing that people act very nice to you and then fall asleep and then wake up the next morning and be a total asshole towards you when they were nice as hell the day before. So, I mean, and Daphne was like, no, like last year, she was like, no, I'm not gonna, she was like, no, I'm not gonna give you your money back. And you saw I spent all your money in front of your face. But then she would go to Dollar Tree and then proudly show off her, the hole in her arm from when she would donate plasma, with a big deceitful looking smile on her face. And it seemed like she got many side hustles. So if you got that many side hustles, why are you still living at a $300 a month in the projects or whatever? And and you pay no rent and everybody else is paying your rent. I mean, the weed smokers who are staying there, that boyfriend that was staying there, and her boyfriend sexually wanted me. I'm like, after you had her, mm-mm. So, um, she's basically living for free, but then got all these side hustles, and I'm like, well, it should be no surprise that gang stalking is part of her side hustle too. I mean, if and you're still driving around in a raggedy vehicle. I mean, she had a raggedy white van, and now she's a cab driver. So you donate blood, you rent rooms to people, and you don't have to pay no rent, and you rent rooms to people illegally, and you don't have to pay no rent. And you donate blood. You're a cab driver. You're a gang stalker, and who knows what other side hustles she got. And you're still like driving around in a super raggedy van and living in the projects, and you're making all this money, and you ain't gotta pay no rent. So like I mean, some of the people in the hospital were really nice, and I really appreciated that. And the first cab driver, she was a white lady. She was really nice, and so like I was wondering if they were doing all this purpose because they want to keep me agitated for court day, so that I can, well, I'm glad it's on the phone, you know, but I'm still nervous and scared, about this court thing over the phone. And I feel violated and robbed to be forced against my will to wear a mask by a gay man. Well, I mean, by anybody, but, a self righteous, gay, narcissistic faggot, and he did everything gay, but act like he delusionally believe he's better than perfect and self righteous. And then I'm like, well, I mean, the two videos before this one, you can see the white nurse that had her mask kind of down, and when I told him, well, I'm like, she ain't wearing a mask, and then she hurried up and ducked and ran off somewhere, you know. So it's like a lot of people in the back. I mean, they try to justify their hypocrisy. Now let me tell y'all something. I went back to the donut shop, um, Dunkin', and they didn't have my damn big and toasted. But the same Hispanic girl that was one of the girls that harassed me about a mask, I told you that was a street theater or a skit that they did, because yesterday I walked into the Dunkin' Donuts hoping to get a big and toasted, and the Hispanic girl, she had no mask on, but I have video of them harassing me about a mask. Because most of the time they don't tell me nothing about a mask, but they just waited till that ritual day to fuck with me about a mask. 'Cause it was election day, and they just was, trying to get me in some kind of trouble, you know, and either trying to get me locked up in a mental institution or jail. So now, why you the same person, and you told me something yesterday, but now today you're not wearing a mask and you're not telling me anything. And she was all nice and stuff, but they forced me to wait like 20 minutes just to stand in line. And they had this old white man just ordering a coffee, and then get his order done, and then, oh, let me order another one, and then get his order done, and then that took like freaking 20 minutes, just only for me to be told that basically only for me to be told that they're not taking any cash, debit card only. And they didn't have my big and toasted that I wanted anymore. I'm like, I thought they had that for a long time. So I wish, make me wish I had my own place so I can make my own big and toasted. And so wow. So that's why I said when they want to pick with you, it seems like it'd be unnecessary because you don't say anything one day and then the next day I gotta do this, I gotta do that, or whatever, So I just don't understand Pensacola people. Los Angeles people I didn't understand. But see, New Orleans people, I'm used to that. But then again, uh, after 2017, New Orleans was like a foreign place because nobody was the same anymore as pre-Katrina. New Orleans sold out after Hurricane Katrina. So I had to deal with a rude female nurse, and she had burgundy hair, and she was just rude as fuck and nasty as like very nasty towards me unnecessarily, and and then I'm like, why are you being rude? And I'm like, oh, cause, and she had to try to front like she was in a rush. Nobody else was rushing, so she felt the need to just rush. Narcissistic abusers want to rush on purpose to, you know, have you panicky and in fear, unnecessarily. She didn't. I mean, and then the doctor took a long time to come. So, what is she talking about? That well, actually, the doctor was very nice and came in and just saw me initially for a couple of minutes, and she was trying to say, "No, the symptoms sound very much like you have COVID." I'm like, "I'll be damned. No, no, I ain't got that." So, I really have the final conclusion that the perps were hitting me with the energy weapons and caused me to have those chest pains in my heart. That's what I really think, that they were hitting me with the energy weapons. And another targeted friend had told me too that and I thought that on my own, and he thought that too, that you know that they hit me in the heart with energy weapons on purpose so that I couldn't have that job interview. I mean, so if I had to go to the hospital, they are fucked up, pure evil for that. So that's proof they don't want me to work. And then they'll make it's made to look like as if I waste the employer's time. So I had to cancel a job interview because of chest pains, and then it's just not fair. So that nurse was rude and like just come in there and just had a fucking attitude and was like making commands and like uncross your legs and do this and do that. I'm like, and then she just took my MP3 player and she's like, put that down and this and that. I'm like, why are you talking to me like this? Why are you having an attitude? I gotta rush because the doctors, we don't have time. The doctors doing this, whatever, and just very nasty. And I said, I'm gonna report you. And she's like, well, fine, go ahead. I told two of the other male nurses about her. They were really nice, but the X-ray guy told him too. And the X-ray guy, or it was an X-ray guy and another male nurse, but the X-ray guy, he was really nice. But I think no, it was the other guy, the other nurse. He said, well, you know, the other guy, he said, well, oh, really? She's usually very, very nice, so I don't understand. Well, she ain't gonna be nice if she purple me with burgundy hair. But that guy, he said she was very nice, but, um, you know, I don't know. But she told me her name is Jessica Lynn, but I saw her name tag said Jessica G. So, yeah, Jessica Perp girl with the burgundy hair, narcissistic abuser. So it's like I don't know what's gonna happen later on today, but then that person never called me back with the supposed free room in exchange for errands and housekeeping. So I don't even know if I might have to just stay here until the money runs out, and then have to be back on the streets. And I noticed that I get less gang stalking. I mean, well, I still get some harassment here, but it's increased whenever I'm on the streets. But then when I have a roof over my head, I get hit with the electronic weapons more. And that seems like that for a lot of TIs, that when you have a roof over your head, you get attacked more with the weapons. But I still get attacked with the weapons outside too. But it's more and worse when I'm here. So, um, the nice male nurse, he offered me a medicine called Toradol, and he offered me Imodium for the diarrhea. But I know the diarrhea ain't, you know, it ain't medical. It's the freaking energy, the perp. What I mean, the directed energy weapons. So, and then I really feel like the chest pains were from the weapons as well. But I just want to stay on the safe side because I heard the stories about dual weapons causing people heart attacks and stuff. That is very just fucked up and cruel, you know. So, and I had two strokes when I was 5, so I got to be on the alert. And so they made it like as if I was just suffering stomach upset. But my stomach, you know, wasn't even hurting, but they did the forced diarrhea because the energy weapons, the forced random diarrhea. But my stomach wasn't hurt bothering me, but my chest, my heart, hurting and stuff like that. So let's see, I had to deal with 3 rude people at the hospital plus Daphne. And it's like I'm sitting there. I mean, and then the perps twice. I mean, if I wouldn't have called, I've been waiting forever, wondering where's the cab. And then I had to wait like from 11:45 to almost. I mean, she came pick me up at close to like 1:30 or something, or somewhere around there. So, um, so I had to wait nearly 2 hours for a cab, and so the video was warning me. So, I mean, I guess I said what I felt like I needed to say, but I guess I'm gonna try to go rest now because it's almost 3 o'clock. I gotta try to get me some sleep so that hopefully can be well rested uh by the time this court thing go and be more relaxed, hopefully. And then, just overnight, you know, um let the video upload. So I hope y'all happy you got your stimulus check. Thanks for the help, um, emotional support, and caring about me. The financial donations, you don't have to if you don't want to, but thanks for showing in any way you can that you care. Because it means a lot to me because I ain't got no family to care. I got all this family, but none of them that care. So thanks, and I love y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.